Hi there, Taurus. This is Esoteric Tales and Tarot. This is your crystal ball scrying and tarot card reading for the month of September or whenever this message comes to you. Crystal ball scrying for you was really drawing in the need to move for cardio type activity. So something fun that gets your body moving to be able to shift energy now through the body. So there's parts that are trapped and it's like you need to dance or run or fast walk in a bit of a regular, like getting back into a bit more of a pattern. I need to say that before I get on to the next thing, because the Stargate Oracle card that I meditated with beforehand as well is spend some time outdoors. Connect with the wisdom of the elementals. And it's funny because the elementals have come up for me in meditation a little bit, and Taurus is my opposite opposing sign to Scorpio. This is the Stargate Oracle deck from an artist, Janice. So you might like to pause the video and have a look at the artwork. It's quite beautiful here. But spend some time outdoors, connect with the wisdom of the elementals, to me, is to do with that energy. They're trying to help you shift something that's stuck in your body. And there were other messages coming through the crystal balls about loyalty as well. If somebody's going to be testing your loyalty, I felt like this was more in a work sense. It could be in personal relationships, but I had a feeling that personal relationships were quite stable for you in the month of September. So this to me was more in a work sense. If someone's going to test you and sort of do some background checking or maybe snoop and ask people questions about you, they're going to kind of find out that what they find, the evidence will prove against their suspicions, so it'll go in your favor. In fact, it'll make you sound even better than what you kind of thought, your own image or personality or the way that you come across is going to sound even more loyal. Somebody questioning it's going to find a funny sort of response. And again, in relationships through the crystal ball, I felt like there is this stability, but slow and steady wins the race was what was coming through the crystal ball as a message. Slow and steady wins the race. I feel like you're coming into like 2016 might be where you have a great year. It feels like there's some foundation starting to happen now. I felt a bit of an itchy palm when I was looking at the crystal ball, meaning I think you're shifting into something that's more stable. And it felt like it had a sort of, for some reason, when I sat down when I went to ask about September 2025, I accidentally said 2026. And then I thought, oh no, that's not the right year. And I had to sort of recheck. And then I thought, I think that's going to be an important time for you now in the next 12 months. And it's sort of slow and steady, putting in the effort slowly. And everything's going to start to fit into place now. I feel like you kind of got the wheel of karma and the wheel of fortune turning now. I feel like you've been on your low dip. God, goodness me, I hope that Taurus and Scorpio are the same and we're finally getting our other way of things to start to turn now, where things are going to be more stable for us financially and with everything. So your Romance Angels card from the Doreen Virtue Oracle card deck is make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. This is a beautiful one. Little dog down here in the corner, cute little, almost feel like these are little soulmates that have been around for forever that have met, and it's quite a nice one. But it's, again, feeling like you should have the space. I believe Aries got this as well, and what I was saying to them, I think it was Aries, is that they're in a better place than they think. So if you're panicked about money and you don't kind of go on dates and things like that because, it's going to be too much money, just try to occasionally just do a little bit of spoiling. Just go to somewhere that you both want to go to for dinner, things like that, so that you've got, like, put in a date night or things like that if you're in a partnership. And if you're not, leave a little bit of space for your hobbies. Maybe that is what I was saying about some time spent outdoors or exercising, going to, I did say dance class or something like that, like a hobby where you're going to be exposed to people. You know, if you work, and you've kind of got the start of this foundation, then you're panicked about it. It almost draws in that lack mentality. But you need to have a balance so that you've got your nice things that you're doing as well. So just remember that, Taurus. It's important for your energy, because I felt like energy was sort of stuck in the body that needs to be released. I'm just going to grab you a fairy tale oracle card from the Enchanted Oracle deck, Lucy Cavendish deck, a new one that I've been using this month that I'm doing an unboxing for in my unboxing playlist. It's interesting because these messages come from fairy tales. Yours is taking a little while to jump out for Tauruses for this month. It was interesting what I saw with 2026 Taurus when I first made the mistake of asking of it, because it felt like you were in a freer place, like more options to be able to do things like take a, you know, traveling. It felt like you were settled was the word that I like. It was just feeling. And then I had to ask about 2025, and I felt like you were on the stepping stones to get there. That's okay, as long as you know there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? You can get through a year if you think, well, next year it's showing that things are more settled and more even. Here's your card. It's finally coming out here. That took a while too. See the stuck energy. You've got the Sea Maiden, Promises. Beautiful card, number 22. So we'll look into that in a moment. I'm just going to grab you some of the Vice Versa Tarot as well, just to see what's coming out for you as well. Yeah, there's your travel that we've talked about. Not quite ready to head off yet, but you're planning into the future with the Three of Rods that's coming out there. The Hermit card too, interesting. So fellow earth sign energy coming out for you. Good. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Queen of Wands, Queen of Rods here. Fire sign energy coming through. So your Sagittarius, your Leos, or your Aries, as I mentioned before, make the effort. So it could be Aries energy around you or wanting to bring that fieriness in. But I feel like this could also represent yourselves as well, Taurus, heading into that, starting to feel like you're getting things sorted and you feel like you're more on your throne after a time of feeling like you've been quite unwell and burdened. So you're coming out of it. It's nice energy, or there could be somebody who's going to help you come out of that, who is a female energy. That could be a boss, somebody who could give you wise advice, wise counsel. And other cards, let's get into it. So fire sign energy coming in for 3 of the cards. That's Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, going for what you want, moving forward. So this is the 3 of Rods in reverse. So it's not quite totally there yet, but I feel like you are manifesting and looking into the future, holding on to this magical rod and working out where you want to step. See, stepping stones, this looks like to me now, of how to get to that beautiful outcome. You're facing the sun as well. So it feels like you're just about ready. Everything's starting to be illuminated here, like the Hermit. If there's something that you need to study, then that's going to happen now. This again feels like this as an older, wiser man holding on to his rod here and, you know, looking into the future, which is illuminated. So you've got your ideas coming down from the heavens now, telling you the path to tread, showing you what to avoid. And, you know, there's snakes here, serpents wrapping up, but I feel as though, you know, there's a golden sort of egg here for this Hermit. It feels as though you're about to have the golden goose, but there's just a little serpent here, a little bit of temptation that could be in the way. That's how I'm seeing this card. First time I've really noticed that, but it feels like you're starting to gain the wisdom of how to have the stability that you need to move forward. It's like you've learnt some lessons, some new behaviors. We have got the Knight of Rods here. This can be fast energy in and out. if you've had a lot of instability, or if you've wanted to come in and out of relationships, it feels like, a queen next to the knight is kind of telling the partner to level up. Like this queen won't have any of that nonsense. She's sort of like, you need to settle down. You need to start to put in the foundations. I don't want someone running in and rushing off. Again, I'm looking here, and this is these stones that are on the ground. I feel like this is you learning how to step forward and have the white horse victory and walk towards what you want. It even looks like a unicorn here. So to me, I actually feel like this is moving ahead in the right direction and getting that foundation right. If you have got people who are wishy-washy and in and out of your life, I feel like you're going to be seeing it and addressing it. I don't feel like that. I feel like someone's going to be able to step up. They're going to understand and reflect on, and again, this could be the people who are looking into your business. Remember before I said there could be somebody that's researching or looking into that, whether to trust you or not, and wondering whether you're an in and out kind of person. And then they're going to find out you're very stable. You're actually you're very trustworthy and very grounded kind of person. It's sort of going to be the opposite of what they've thought. So the Sea Maiden, let's have a look. Promises. This is from the fairy tale, from story attributed to John Francis Campbell and to John Jacobs. So it's an older fairy tale. It's my dog. You okay there? It's like a fur ball. Sea Maiden promises. Name all thou hast. I have but an old mare of a horse, an old dog, myself and my wife. There's for thee all the creatures of the great world that are mine. Here then are 3 grains for thee that thou shalt give thy wife this very night, and 3 others to the dog, and these 3 to the mare, and these 3 likewise thou shalt plant behind thy house, and in their own time thy wife will have 3 sons, the mare 3 foals, and the dog 3 puppies, and there will grow 3 trees behind thy house, and the trees will be a sign. When one of the sons dies, one of the trees will wither. Now take thyself home, and remember me when thy son is of age, and thou thyself wilt get plenty of fish after this. Everything happened as the Sea Maiden said. Everything happened as the Sea Maiden said. That is the key for why this card has come forward, because promises and someone questioning your truth, which was coming through the crystal ball. How interesting. I feel like that's the link here. So it says, if in this card, we are reminded of the power of promises and debt. When we give our word and stake our claim, we will be reminded of this in some way. And although through many magical means the fisherman's other sons save their brother, it is not without loss. This card questions all of us and reminds us all to remember that the giving of our word is a serious matter. This is so interesting that it's come out with what I was seeing in the crystal ball, Taurus. It's really interesting. So this card questions all of us and reminds us all to remember that the giving of our word is a serious matter. In this, we could also view the tale from the perspective of the Sea Maiden. She is lonely and wishes only for a mate, and she waits a long, long time for this and keeps her end of the bargain with the fisherman. This tale reminds us that often help is given because we are expected to return the assistance in some way. It also reminds us the sea is our mother. From her, the fishes come that feed the communities. That's my dog snoring, sorry. But she may also take the sons of those fishermen, drowning them and keeping them for herself as a kind of sacrifice. Although the son in this story is ultimately spared, there's always a debt to be paid. And while this generation may be spared the sacrifice to the sea, in time it will be made. This also represents a change, moving from the sea to the land, from hunting to farming, from impermanence to some kind of city or site that will endure. It is about the restless heart finding a home, but knowing that a debt still needs to be paid. Extra meanings to the card: inherited sadness, madness, family debt. Patterns can be cleared for good. That's a nice one. Keeping our word. Being prepared to make a sacrifice. Choosing what you will give up. Honoring a deal fairly made. Changing your fate. Surviving your destiny. So again, story by John Francis Campbell and to John Jacobs. So interesting, because coming through was a few messages there that we've sort of hit on with the crystal ball. So I really do think that somewhere along the line you might have given your word or promised to, someone took that, and then if they're questioning it, they're going to be proven that you are who you've said you are, which is in a lovely way. And I feel like you are going to have to make sacrifices, but then you're going to get where you're going. I really feel like you are heading there now, which is nice. Perfect energy for you, Taurus. It's a good reading. Of course, there's always this make the effort. Feels like, gosh, when is this never ending? It's not just going to drop down from the heavens, but spend some time outdoors, connect with the wisdom of the elementals, your little fairies and, everything, goblin, elves, that kind of energy. If you're thinking about it, that can sprinkle the magical dust over everything and make it easier so that you remember to ask, say your prayers. Make sure that you ask for messages to come through your dreams as well, to see whether you can hop on the path faster and easier. Thanks so much for subscribing to my channel. It's really helping to grow the channel. Please, if you haven't already done so, I would love you to subscribe. Liking the videos as well and leaving comments helps with the algorithm and means more people view the videos. So I really appreciate your support in that way. It's free to do, and it's something that you can do to give back. And it's really wonderful. I love reading the comments as well. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful September or month when you're watching this. Take care, Taurus. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye.